Hello YouTube, this is Femigatheist here. I just wanted to make a quick response to Zomgits Chris's video and make a few points. This is an issue that I've always felt pretty strongly about. Prostitution, which I hate that word, sex worker makes me feel a little better, although it sounds very clinical. First of all, this idea that feminists believe that it is inherently subjugating of women, inherently demeaning, inherently creates this objectification of women. I think that's incorrect. I don't think that's inherent to prostitution. I think that's inherent to a society which has this whole Madonna whore thing going on and has this whole masculinity thing going on. I mean, I think the problems in our society are the way that men view women in general, and the way society views women in general, and the way that men view themselves and the way that society views men. Men are seen as predators, women are seen as prey. Men are seen as captors, women are seen as captives. All of these things are these old throwbacks to, this society that we no longer live in. And it doesn't have a place in our society. So if we look at this kind of society that we should be having right now, the kind of society says that a man and a woman should be able to do what they wish as consenting adults if they want, period. We've got an entire group of people out there who actually believe this, called feminists, who have a blind spot in this area. People should have the right to do what they want with their own bodies. I mean, how can you be pro-abortion and be anti-prostitution? That just blows my mind. I mean, that doesn't make any sense at all. A person should have the right to do with their body what they please, period. And someone else's opinion about it shouldn't color that. That's none of your business. If you don't like prostitution, don't be a prostitute. If you don't like gay marriage, don't get gay married. I mean, if you don't like abortions, don't have an abortion. These things should be inherent. These things are part of this whole, we have a personal agency. As individual human beings, we have this agency. We should be able to do what we want with our bodies as long as we're not hurting anybody else. With abortion, there is a question there. I know I'm pro-choice, but with abortion, at least there's a question there. There's a legitimate question. Are we harming someone? With prostitution, no question. It's not even a question. We're not harming anybody. The opposite is occurring. People are actually, having pleasure out of this experience. Prostitutes, if you ask them, a lot of them will say, well, I do enjoy it, yeah, because having sex is fun. The men, of course, enjoy it because having sex is fun. A prostitute could potentially, if it were legal, a prostitute could become a very artful occupation. You could totally, a person, and it does this anyway. I mean, you've got prostitutes who are very good at creating the fantasy, creating an experience, which is like candles and bathtubs. I'm not very creative in this area, but candles and bathtubs and back rubs and things like that really transcends just your average sexual experience. Now, I think, so I believe that the prohibition against prostitution and the attitudes of the feminists against prostitution are not irrelevant or illogical. There's no real, I mean, okay, here's to approach a few of those. The idea that it is, there's human trafficking. There's human trafficking. There is. And it's not just sex. There's human trafficking in the 1800s and before. There was human trafficking in labor. There is still human trafficking in labor. There is still human trafficking in any number of things. I mean, you've got human trafficking in babies to sell to people so that they can have kids. You've got human trafficking in labor, as I said. You have human trafficking in sex. And probably even a few things that I can't even think of. Why? So that's a problem. And we've identified that as a problem. The problem is the human trafficking, not the sex. The problem is the human trafficking, not the labor. The problem is the human trafficking, not the being a child. So you're not going to outlaw labor or being a child just because those are something that people traffic humans for. That doesn't make sense, does it? So, feminists out there, think about it for a little bit. You have to think about it, because if you're in support of rights for people, you can't be against the right of a person to choose to use their body in the way that they wish. Don't fight prostitution. Fight human trafficking. Fight the other institutions that you're saying cause this problem. Fight the objectification of women. Don't fight prostitution. They're not inherently the same. They're not embedded in one another. And that is all I got to say. Thank you, Zombie Chris, for putting up the video. Love ya. Thank you, The Peach. Thank you for everybody that put the video together. You guys are awesome. You rock my socks. Have a great day.